Welcome to Leanne's Little Art Chats, the little podcast where I, Leanne, chat about art and creativity. I'm an artist who really enjoys making lots of different things. After many years of just not doing art, I finally took it up again on a regular basis and began posting my journey on YouTube. I'm inconsistent as all get out, but that's okay. There's a lot I want to learn, there's a lot I want to practice, but as I do that, I'd also like to encourage and help other artists if at all possible. Hello, welcome, and greetings. Yes, I am as surprised as you that I'm actually getting another episode out on time when I had intended. Like I said, I was going to try to do one every week for a little bit, and then I give myself permission to not. I might do one every now and then. We'll see. I don't know. Or maybe, like I said, I'll really get into it. Again, I'm just shocked that I'm recording an episode already. But I had something I kind of wanted to chat about, and so I wanted to get that down on computer. I don't know, on not film, whatever it is, on my MacBook. Today, I wanted to share a few thoughts on so-called AI art, and I hope you could hear the air quotes that I was doing. So we'll be talking a bit about that. Also, okay, it's nearly October. Let's not make a big deal of this. Let's just calm down. The big question is, are you doing an art challenge? Like maybe that one with ink and then Tober in the name, or maybe another Arttober challenge. There are so many to choose from. Well, I thought probably I wasn't, but then I decided I might. So basically what I'm saying is maybe I'll try, I'll begin and then quit like the next day. And then maybe halfway through I'll pick up again. I don't know. I actually did, I had a thought. I have a sketchbook that I've had and I hadn't been using, but then I picked it up again the other day. And I thought it might be perfect for doing a piece of art each day on one of the pages. It's kind of a nice size. And I want to use it. I want to finish the sketchbook. So I'm thinking about doing that. And I'm not probably going to follow any one particular person's challenge. I will probably make up my own rules and just try to do something most days. We'll see. Okay, but speaking of ink, I wanted to share an artist with you whose work I've been enjoying. Her name is Julia Jane. She is Julia F. Martins on Instagram and the TikTok and whatnot. She has a YouTube channel with some pretty cool vlogs, but her artwork is really awesome. It is very vintage feeling. They are ink drawings and usually kind of Victorian, kind of spooky. And so check out her work. I'm really kind of in awe of it. I would love to do some work like that. I actually have in mind for when I do whatever Arttober type of challenge I think I'm going to do, I would like to do something in that style, sort of, or at least somewhat. It's a very whimsical, spooky, kind of dark style, and I just love it. So as always, I will link to her in the show notes and take a look at her stuff because I think she's kind of honestly underrated. AI art, or so-called. That's what I'm discussing today. And I know I'm a little late to the party talking about this. For one thing, I never really felt like I knew enough to voice my opinion, and I probably still don't. But I do feel like there are some thoughts I've been thinking that I wanted to share today. First of all, there's that concern so many have that so-called AI art will be a threat to professional artists or people who might like to be professional artists or one day make money from it. I really don't think that will prove to be any threat. I still believe people who want art, which can really only be made by a person. And as a side note, I hate the phrase AI art. I guess the art part comes from the person typing in the prompt, and then they call the thing the computer spits out art. That's probably a topic for another time. I really don't want to get into that side of things right now. So back to my first main point. And I think I'm going to have 3 points. And the last one is the one I really want to discuss. But I think that largely AI won't be a threat to artists because people who love art will still love art and want art that is actual art created by an actual human and has put their love and experience and thoughts and feelings and passion into that. There will never be a time when a computer or some technology can do that. That's just not how it works. I'm sure there will be applications where AI will be used by corporations who really just don't care and want to make easy, cheap advertisements or whatever. But I just kind of feel that's part of how things change. It's a matter of adapting, but there will always, I think, be ample space for actual artists. The second thing I want to discuss, my second point, has maybe less to do with art exactly, more to do with the fact that I just hate seeing AI generated images all over, not because of the way they look so much, not just because of that. Some can look pretty cool. Some can turn out looking really grotesque when they're not meant to be, which I think is honestly kind of funny, and those don't bother me so much. The ones I really hate are those that look normal at first glance, but then you look really close and you find extra fingers or eyes that clearly aren't right, or perspective on a staircase that looks like something worse than what I would draw. And I don't like those images in particular when I see them shared online and passed around and trying to be passed off as an actual photograph of something. Usually I see them like on Facebook and I read the comments. Oh, the comments. I don't know why I bother looking, but I do. Anyway, so from what I can tell, a lot of people see these images and they think they're real. They want to know where that place is or what species of bird that is, or they say something else that leads me to believe that they have been duped. And this bothers me because it kind of demonstrates how unobservant we've become. And I say we because I'm sure I'm just as bad. Maybe not with AI images, but I know my own unchecked social media usage has affected me. I don't want to get too deep here, so I won't, but I also think about all the conspiracy theorists and how people are so quick to think that someone's trying to pull the wool over their eyes, and yet a lot of these same people will see an AI image and believe it. Anyway, we won't get into that. But it makes me sad. And I'm not saying these people are stupid, because I think if they took the time to look, they'd realize it's fake. But the thing is, we just don't take the time. So I guess that's more of a note on society in general. But anyway, my third thing I want to discuss that I'm not quite sure about yet. It circles back to art. And I'm honestly not sure how I feel about this, but I'm wondering, can we use AI images as references as artists? It makes me cringe a little to say that out loud, but is it a bad thing entirely? I know there's that issue of copyright and using AI that has been trained on people's images or artwork that they haven't given their consent to. That is a problem. But everything else, that aside, is it okay? Could it be a valuable tool? I actually had to rewrite my notes on this several times. There was a lot of back and forth with myself. And here's what I've finally come up with on this day. It may change tomorrow. The ethical issues aside with the other artists' work, say there was a way to remedy that. If that wasn't an issue, I think generating an image with AI to use as part of your reference material could be a really valuable tool. Artists often use references that they did not necessarily create. That's usually okay if they have permission or if it's royalty free, etc. They often use photos they didn't originally produce or have that creative control over. But then when a human artist creates a drawing or painting or whatever it may be, it will always be uniquely filtered through their lens and experience. It will always be their unique translation, their interpretation. That unique person's being is what makes it come to life and be an actual piece of art. I think I think using AI as a tool for art could be okay. I firmly believe AI will never be able to create actual art. Maybe it can make something that looks like art, but it will always, by its very essence, never be art. Just like any other tool that's ever existed, AI can be used, I think, for good or evil. It's up to the individual human person using that tool to decide how they will use it. I would really love to know what you think. I'd love your opinion and your guidance. There may be something I'm not seeing, and like I said, I'm not entirely sure about this, but these are just my thoughts. As always, I appreciate you so very much. Thank you for listening. And if you enjoyed the show, subscribe to it. Make sure you don't miss one. And leave a review if you liked it. If you didn't like it, don't leave a review, okay? Please. You can always follow along with me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, etc., where I am Leanne Deluxe, LeanneDelux. And of course, again, everything I mentioned in the show is linked in the show notes if there's a link to go with it. And I hope to chat with you again very soon. And in the meantime, take care.